For our DES5 space planning 2, this is the major plate number 2, which is a proposed 4-story commercial arcade building with office spaces. And it is designed by NICOLE BANZON, John Leonard MABUTI, and Maria Eleanor Pablo of DSA 3J. So the design problem given is to create a 4-story commercial arcade building in the Barangay Maybunga, Pasig City. It is a commercial land owned by the Sabuena Realty and Development Corporation. So the lot is in the center of a highly commercial zone located in the Barangay Maybunga. So the owner is planning to build um, a 4-story commercial arcade building with adequate parking space, parks, and playground. The total lot area is 5,345.75 square meter. We all know that Pasig City is known to be the green city for its local government environmental initiatives. It was named as one of the world's most comfortable living cities in 2013. And its pedestrian streets and nature parks make it a great place to raise a family. So the Pasig City is rapidly becoming one of the best places to live in the Metro Manila. So by Barangay Maybunga physical features and its geography, Pasig lies approximately on the southeastern end of the Pasig River, and it is bounded by Quezon City and Marikina in the north. So the municipalities of Cainta and Taytay on the east and the city of Mandaluyong on the west, and the municipalities of Taguig and Pateros in the city of Makati on the south. So its topography is the minimum elevation is 1 meter and its maximum elevation is 111 meters, and its average elevation is 16 meters. So as you can see, the site is in this red dot. It is adjacent to the pedestrian lane, and you can see flow, two transportation flow, and it is very accessible to the road and traffic. Next, for its macro site analysis maps, using the SWOT analysis, we chose this location because the city is accessible to the rest of the Metro Manila, and the city is an established lifestyle haven. The city has a rich history and a thriving arts and culture scene. So the city is maintaining its green environment. Next is Pasig is located in the floodplain area and is vulnerable to the effects of climate change. Next, Pasig is a first-class, highly urbanized city in the Philippines, specifically in the National Capital Region, and having a business structure in the region is a wise decision. So usually you can see here different commercial spaces and commercial buildings. So the views and vistas, um, the chosen location is across the Hampton Gardens, which is a condominium, and its adjacent establishment is the Romantic Baboy and the Starbucks, and next to it next to it is the Lexus building, and the Maybunga Elementary School is also near the establishment. Next.
About macro site analysis of the location, so yung groundwater, according to data from the Philippines Environment Monitor or PEM, some regions have abundant surface water resources while others have restricted supplies as shown in the table below. According to the research, groundwater account for 14% of the country's total water resources potential. About sa watersheds, the Pasig River major watershed is located between Manila Bay and Laguna de Bay on the plains. The River tributaries watershed is largely located in the Marikina Valley, which was formed by the Marikina fault line. The Mangahan floodway is man-made waterway that is designed to alleviate flooding in the Marikina Valley during rainy season by diverting surplus water to the Laguna de Bay. About the climate of the location, the best season to visit in Pasig City in the Philippines is from January until December, when you will experience a warm or hot temperature and minimal till middling rainfall in Pasig City. The highest average temperature is 33 degrees Celsius in May, and the lowest is 28 degrees Celsius in January. Geohazard of the location fault line map. As you can see on the picture, the earthquake will be caused by the valley fault system, also known as the Marikina Valley Fault, from the eastern limit of the Novaliches watershed in Quezon City. This fault stretches diagonally east to west from more than 22 kilometers. As you can see on the picture on the right side, water facilities and electrical utility posts are near on the site selected. And about its utility sources, water supply, the Angat, Ipo, and La Mesa dams are the main sources of the water for Metro Manila, where Pasig City is included. The water from the dams is then treated at the La Mesa and Balara treatment plants, where it is transformed from raw to clean and usable water. About its power, Manila Electric Company, which is Meralco, is the Philippines' largest private sector electric distribution provider under Republic Act number 9209. It has a 25-year congressional franchise. It serves 6.3 million people in 36 cities and 75 municipalities across a 9,685 square kilometer franchise area that encompasses Metro Manila, that includes Pasig City. About the communication provider of the location, Manila, Philippines, the city administration of Pasig has collaborated with Globe Telecommunication Incorporation to give citizens with high-speed, reliable, and cheap internet access. The telco launched Go Wi-Fi and Connect Tayo Wi-Fi service. Mayor Vico Soto of Pasig City stated Globe's Go Wi-Fi and Connect Tayo Wi-Fi services will now be offered in various locations throughout the city. Next.
So in identifying our users, we research about the other commercial buildings that is related to our building. Like yung ibang mga commercial building na katulad ng sa amin. So we come up to this set of users, which is we have adults, teenager, kids, PWD. But of course, we have the building staff, security guard, utility worker, and office worker. So itong mga to yung parang mga nag-host or yung mga pumupunta sa building. Yung adult, of course, they go to the building to buy something essential. And we also have teenagers na pupunta sa mga commercial places to spend time with their friends. And of course, kids, and they're going to commercial places to have a player, and of course they always accompany they always with their parents. Tapos syempre yung building namin PWD friendly din, kaya we consider them as customer or a user din ng building namin. So our building is also PWD friendly. We also have, we also have, of course, the building staff who maintains the building, of course. Of course, security guard, utility worker, and office worker. So sa activity analysis, we come up to this one. Of course, yung customer, pupunta muna sila ng parking, entrance, shopping, roaming around, eating, using CR, laying around, eating, and again, exiting and next working. So yung activity analysis namin, nag-base kami sa kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga tao, most especially yung mga namamasyal. Kasi parang sila yung, yung sasakop ng malaking percent ng mga pupunta sa building na to. Next, we have the office workers. They occupy the third and fourth floor of this building. Kaya kasama sila sa activity analysis na nilagay namin. Of course, if they have car, they going to park their car and enter the building, walk so to enter their office. And then, of course, work. You're also going to use CR. And di rin naman mawawala pag sobrang tagal sa trabaho. And nabuburo yung na kailangan na mag-chill. So, they can smoke outside sa balcony. And after nun, they can go to home na and go to parking again. Next, we have the building staff. Sila yung mga nagme-maintain ng building. We also have the utility workers. Sa utility workers and sa building staff, kasama na rin yung security guards na nagme-maintain ng order and peace sa building. And sa behavioral pattern, parang ito lang yung, yeah, that's it. Sa schematic analysis naman, sa schematic plan and bubble diagram. So, sa schematic plan naman namin, we make sure, so, punasa namin yung yung nag-allot kami ng parking and playground para sa likod na pwedeng paglaruan, of course, sa mga bata and pamasyalan ng mga 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 customer or mga bibisita sa building. Tapos, sa first and second floor, nagko-consist yun ng mga establishments na available sa mga customers. While, ayun yung mga active areas, yung accessible sa mga customers, of course. And then, yung third and fourth floor, which is exclusive only for the office workers. So, yung area na yun, ayun yung private area na parang na yung may access lang sa place na yun is yung mga office worker. Next.
The location of the proposed four-story commercial arcade building is located in the Barangay Maybunga, Pasig City. So the designer came up with the design concept that wants to adapt the Pasig City's landscape and philosophy, considering it is the green city. So the effort from all Pasigueños and its government inspires the designer to create a goal um, that our building wants to be one with the Pasig. So in order to do that, we use the modern architecture style to symbolize the advancement and the progressive city infrastructure and highways, and to balance the narrative, we make sure that the city's slogan is still present in our building. That's why we want it to be sustainable and green that can represent what the Pasig is known for. So for the design consideration, um, we consider the security and the safety of the users, the anthropometrics and the ergonomics, of course the accessibility, since it should be accessible to PWDs, and we also consider the hazard and the natural calamities, its natural its natural lighting and ventilation, and the traffic condition. So the design objective is that the developer ensures that the client's vision is came to the realization and locates all the needed areas which the clients demand. So in planning a commercial space, office, or arcade, the developer must also guarantee that the structure follows any laws, regulations, ordinances, standards, and codes, that the user's safety is prioritized. And lastly, the design objective is also the developer ensures that the structure is adaptable to people with disabilities as well as elderly people. So the design goal is to design a four-story commercial arcade building with office spaces that will be located on Barangay Maybunga, Pasig City. So as you can see, the the rear area is where the playground is located. So playgrounds are open growing minds to a world of discovery away from the screen. So in here, children develop coordination, strength, and motor skills in the playground. And the playground is also adjacent to the rear parking um, for the motorcycle and car park. And it also has a um, parking parking booth that will be accessible to the um, adjacent road, the 10-meter road. And you can also see design the design problem that needs a canopy in the front. You can see that the designer um, achieved the design problem. So next, for the floor plan, um, so the ground floor plan, you can see that the rear area uh, is for the park and playgrounds, as well as the car parking and the motorcycle parking. Almost 30% of the lot area is is allocated for the park and playground. It is accessible sa car entry dito sa harap, and also accessible din siya pag dumaan kayo ng arcade hallway in the middle of the building. So in the ground floor plan, you can see that it is composed of 10, the total of 10 establishments that the users can go. And we also have 13 front parking, one for the owner and two for the PWDs. For the second floor plan, it is almost the same as the ground floor that is composed of 10 establishments, and which is accessible by elevator or the stairs. For the third floor plan and the fourth it is composed of 6 office spaces each floor, and it has utilities and toilet space, and also um, can be accessible through elevator and the stairs. So next, for the section and the site development plan, you can see in the section that the total building area is 15.26 meter. Each floor is has the height of 3 meters. And for the site development plan, um, we use a parapet wall since we came up with a flat roofing flat roofing structure, and we use parapet wall to uh, para makuha yung mga rainwater. And you can also see the landscape plan, which is almost the rear area is almost planted with trees and um, sustainable. So next, for the elevation, um, you can see the design of the building, wherein we uses different materials um, which will be presented in the material board. You can see that the it has a balcony hallway in front where you can see all the establishment in the first and the second floor. And the office spaces will be also be visible since the hallway is in the balcony wherein it is located in the front of the building. And since we want to achieve the um, green city concept, the rear elevation composed of um, wall planters. You can see that um, the accent wall is composed of hanging plants, and it is also you can also see the canopy that we put. So for the material board,
So the materials that will be going to use on the structure first is concrete. Fully solid concrete blocks look like gray bricks but typically larger. They are good for creating walls that provide protection against the elements such as strong winds. They can also be used for projects such as garden walls and planters. And also bricks. Protects the structure from damage during particularly harsh storms. It is also fireproof, termite proof, and durable over a long period of time. And also wall plants. Living green walls act as extra insulation with a layer of air between the plants and the wall. They also reduce noise levels by reflecting and refracting as well as absorbing acoustic energy. And also sustainable glass. Glass generates minimal environmental impact, which makes it a product of choice for sustainable buildings. In addition, glass is made of abundant non-populating raw materials. Its manufacturing process is highly energy efficient, requires low levels of water, and generates little waste. And also timber cladding is effective for both heat and sound insulation, trapping trapping in heat and ensuring sound does not escape, and better at retaining heat than concrete, steel, and aluminum. Timber cladding is both functionally and aesthetically ideal for buildings.